And good morning. Welcome back to NeelyFX. My name is Michael Neely, and this is the channel where I talk about foreign exchange trading, prop firm trading, building expert advisors for the MetaTrader 4 and MetaTrader 5 platforms, and just in general helping you become a better trader. And in the process, I become a better trader as I test strategies and find strategies that work, find strategies that don't work as well, and then apply them to the Forex markets and to my live accounts. And that's how we do things. Also into prop firm trading, a little bit. I do not have a prop firm trade going right now. I should have one. I should have gotten one a couple of days ago, but I didn't. So now we're just going to hang out for a little while and see what happens with that. But in the meantime, I'm gearing up to do a little prop firm trading again, see if I can't become a funded trader, and wouldn't that be awesome? Might take a while as we're getting into the summer doldrums, but let's see what happens with that. But in the meantime, let's go ahead. Since we're going to be talking about putting money at risk, you need to know about these risks, and here they are. First, this channel is for educational and entertainment purposes only and does not constitute trading or financial advice. I'm a professional trader, not a broker, trading my own capital. I do not solicit funds, manage client accounts, nor do I hold CFTC or NFA registration at this time. I have held NFA registration in the past. Forex trading is highly speculative with a high risk of losing some or all of your investment capital. Only trade with funds you can comfortably afford to lose. And here's the CFTC risk disclosure. Forex trading carries a high degree of risk and may not be suitable for all investors. The high degree of leverage can work against you as well as for you. Before trading Forex, consider your investment objectives, experience, and risk appetite. You could sustain a loss of some or all of your investment capital. And I have sustained losses of all my investment capital at one point or another, as all traders do, and especially as you learn to trade and learn to figure out when the good times to trade are and when they're not. So here we have, first let's talk about me a little bit more. This is tradingforexforprofit.com. This is my website where I am building out right now. Added a new feature last night. I'm going to be breaking out the next couple of days called Market Pulse, which would show you the market sentiment and show you the strongest and weakest currencies. Be plugging it into the, to automate it very soon. That's going to be super exciting. Possibly this morning. I don't know. We'll see how well that goes as soon as we finish the video. So I've got a lot of exciting things going on with this. I highly recommend coming in and checking it out if you are a trader and kicking it around for free first and testing it out. And if you have anything going on with it, then by all means let me know. Either email me through the contact section and I'll get to it as soon as I can, or hit me up through the comment section here at YouTube, and that will also get my attention, and I will take a look at what you think. So if you want to just test it out, be a demo tester, if you will, then by all means, you're more than welcome to. Also, here are the my two public EAs right now. The Bollinger Band and RSI Mean Reversion Pro, and Bollinger Band RSI Mean Reversion Pro for MetaTrader 5. And this will definitely, these will help you trade a little bit better, spot better entries to trading. They did not trigger on the last trade input, what I thought was an optimal time to trade, and so we're going to be pulling these down and kind of testing them a little bit more to see why they didn't. So I almost went in with a manual trade. I didn't do it, so I missed that trade too. But at any rate, and that's the jobs report trade where they pulled back on the euro versus the dollar and then went back up, but it exceeded the 20 Bollinger Band. 20-period Bollinger Band, and the RSI should have triggered it too. So I'm not quite sure what's going on with that. I think I have an 80x filter in there too that may not have triggered because it wasn't as violent of a move that we like, that we could trade on, but it was enough of it that it should have triggered it. But anyway, may just need to loosen the filters a little bit too. So we'll be testing more on these to see if we can get these trading better. In the meantime, let's go ahead and talk about market conditions today. First, we have the risk on risk off meter here from Baby Pips. I highly recommend Baby Pips, especially if you want to learn more about Forex trading. Their school is outstanding. I've learned a lot from their school, and you would too. No, they do not pay me to say that. Also, the Forex market milk. Oh, I forgot to do this. Nice. Holla. Sweet. Okay, so here we are with the currency strength meter for today. We have the Canadian dollar on top, the loonie on top for interesting reasons. I'm not quite sure what those reasons are, but that is kind of interesting. The Great British Pound is right there. The euros following next. Swissies were euro dominant today. It's very interesting. Dollar is below all those, followed by the Pacific Rim, the Kiwi, the Japanese yen, and the Aussie. So very, very interesting trading environment today. However, it is rather non-aggressive at all, slipping back into neutral. I think we started bombing Iran yesterday. Oh, we didn't, but the United States did. The United States military did. I'm no longer in the United States military. I was at one point, but that was many, many years ago. So let's start off with the dollar, the 10-year government bond yield, and it is right perking up a little bit, but not perking up enough to really get to freak anybody out. The pound versus the yen, again, I'll look at all these yields, kind of all going up, except for the British pound yield. So we've got a kind of a bond yields going up today. Interesting. Let's see. Let's go ahead and do something I didn't do yesterday. Save this layout. And come down here, and let's take a brief look at the carry trade, because this is going to get very important on Monday. The BOJ is poised to hike rates to 1% on Monday, and that is, I'm not sure if this is built in or not. I'm sure it is, because everybody knows about it. It seems, but we'll see if this surges up over 3%. The Japanese 10-year surges over 3%, but the carry trade is starting to buckle. So it might be time to start getting into considering selling the pound versus the yen. We're not quite there yet, but I have a couple sell trades in already. So that might be something to consider. The dollar versus the yen carry trade may be breaking down. In the meantime, we have this here. This is so it's not as apparent here. That's why I have the correlation chart pulled up too. So let's go back into here and see what's going on here. The pound is beating up on the yen today. How about that? Pound is very much stronger than the euro today. I said yen, I meant euro. So that would be something to consider, that the if we want to get into the dollar weakness type of scenario, which could happen if peace breaks out, then you want to be involved in the Great British Pound versus the dollar instead of the euro. The euro is very robust. The pound versus the yen is, however, is the stronger currency when it comes to that. Speaking of the DXY of the USD, the US dollar, DXY is coming down a little bit, coming down to 99.87. Still not back into that range we were in earlier, but might be forming a new range here between 100 spot and 99.76. So that could be the new range that we're going to be getting into summer, getting into the questions of whether or not the Fed is going to raise or lower interest rates. Here we have the euro versus the dollar, perking up a little bit. Not really a whole lot to talk about there. Pound versus the dollar, a little bit more to talk about there. It's still in this range that it seems to like this. Not even sure if that's a valid range anymore for resistance and support. Found support here at 133.70 and might be ending up getting confined to this tight little range. 134.15, 133.70, 50 pip range. Not really a whole lot to make money on. I would not trade that. A little bit too iffy for me, unless I go down to a smaller time frame. Dollar versus the Swissy, bouncing off the top nicely right there at 79. Dollar versus Swissy, really? How did I miss this? Oh well. Dollar versus the Swissy is cooling off after a long run there. Oh, something we didn't talk about. I should have talked about news today, because everything is very quiet, which tends to make me believe I'm forgetting to talk about some news today. Oh, look at that, core CPI coming in today. And the Canadians are going to decide what they're going to do with their rates. They're going to hold, according to this, the euro is supposed to advance tomorrow, I think. I think they're supposed to raise interest rates tomorrow. Or expected to. Yeah, they're expected to raise interest rates a little bit tomorrow because their economy is just tearing it up. So that's what we have today. We have US CPI coming in. Everyone's going to sit back and wait and see what happens with that and see if they can't get some action going on that. So it brings us to the dollar versus the yen. I am looking at sell trades on both of these at 160.20. That seems to be a good spot for that to happen because um, I'm expecting something really big to happen on Monday with the Bank of Japan raising interest rates for the first time in a long time. They're not keen to raising interest rates, but when they do, they tend to shock the world. So we'll see what happens with that. I'm surprised it's not built in already. If it is built in already, then I do expect some intervention from the BOJ too. Great British Pound versus the yen, right there at 215, almost 215 proper, 214.98. Could be a resistance spot coming up for that, but then it seems to have broken through it before. The high on that being the recent high on that being 215.41. Total recent high being 216 something, 216.21. Yeah, that's gonna be probably the current 2026 daily high close right there. Euro versus the yen. See what happens with that. It is not as robust as the pound versus the yen. The pound is the stronger of the currencies, so that would be where you'd want to trade. Canadian versus the yen, supported by oil, by the oil trade, and it is supported by a stronger Canadian right now, stronger Canadian dollar. So that's interesting. So there's might be a surprise. They may surprise raise interest rates today. I guess that's what they're thinking. They probably need to lower interest rates in Canada, but that's, again, the whole dynamic for raising and lowering interest rates has changed because now you've got to take into account the government debt that all the countries have. Now, I wonder who they owe this debt to. That's kind of weird, though. They just all owe it to each other. They could just absolve each other's debts and everybody would be fine. Let's see. Crude oil. NYMEX crude oil is at 88.23. Good sign. See that lowering. We could see a lowered CPI. Not that quickly, but in the United States. But it's we could see a reprieve from the high interest rate, the high inflation tests we had a couple weeks ago. Dollar versus the Canadian right here. 139.27. Expecting them to hold. And the dollar being the stronger currency. Aussie versus the dollar. Dollar being the weaker currency. USD being the weaker currency. Is that right? No. Aussie being the weaker currency, and therefore it is coming down to 70.88. I'm on the 4-hour chart. Dough. Well, we're not going to go back and redo this. We're going to just keep rolling with it. I'm on the daily chart. That's why that chart looks so funny. So all the charts look so funny to me because I'm on the 4-hour chart. So the daily chart is right there. Let's see if we can't find a bottom on that. There's a trading opportunity here. It is below the 20-period Bollinger Band. So that would be C. The mark would be to see where it's going to find a stopping point on that. Not sure where that's going to be. It might be right 70.23. I would probably want to come into the stop about 70.34, and if a higher interest rate, might quite try to think that through. But at any rate, the markets are or the Bollinger Band is telling me that it might be time to come in. Look at gold. Look at gold drop 41.66. Next stop is going to be right here. It's already well below the 200-day moving average, 4,100. Let's see if it can hold 4,100 today. If it does not hold 4,100, then the next stop is going to be around 3,500. We're going to get a reprieve on gold and silver pricing. All of them are coming down. Look at that. Platinum, palladium, my favorite, silver. I think I liked silver back when it was 120, but still down 46%. So that's a very interesting pullback. Next up for silver, if it does not hold at 61, is going to be right here about 54. So that would be a very interesting turn of events and an opportunity to buy more silver, in my opinion. Let's look at what the software markets did yesterday. Software sold off. HubSpot down 5%. Salesforce down 4%, almost 4%. Intuit off almost 4%. GoDaddy up 1%. That's weird. Adobe, I'm starting to offload a lot more Adobe programs, applications, because I don't need them anymore. AI has replaced a lot of that, unfortunately. I do love Adobe, and I do love working in Adobe, and I still do. And I'll probably always love working in Adobe. That's at 2.9%, down 2.9%. So that's going to be testing some lows pretty soon. NVIDIA off 0.22%. Big pullback on that too. It looked like it was going to be a massacre yesterday, but then it pulled back. And Upwork off 0.5%. There's a lot of shaking up going on at Upwork right now. I wouldn't be surprised to see that go private soon. But at any rate, that is all I've got for today. If you like this video, then by all means hit the thumbs up button. If you want to see more of these videos, then subscribe to the channel. I'd love to have you. And lastly, if you want to talk to me directly, hit me up in the comment section, and I'll get back with you as soon as I can. So with that, that is all I've got for today. You guys have a great one, and I will talk with you later. Bye.